I'm Olivia. I'm the Southern Yankee Stitcher, and this is my Flosstube number 41. Welcome, welcome. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I might throw in a few other crafts here and there, and actually do have a few others today, and some. I share some antiques. I like to buy antiques and things that will complement my stitching. I like to decorate with my stitching, is make it part of my home decor. So it's been a little while since I've done a video. I'm not even really sure how long it's been. I didn't look that up, but it's been a while. If you're a returning friend, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. It's good to have you here. Any returning friends know that I've had some physical problems with my hands and pain issues and things like that, and so I've had some periods in the last year where I couldn't stitch, and I really hated that. I was talking to some friends on a Zoom call the other night and just telling them that when I couldn't stitch, it really made me grumpy, because when I come home, that's how I relax, that's how I unwind, and that when you can't do something that you love and you really enjoy, you miss it. So, but I have an update about all that, the health stuff, at the end of the video. I'm not going to get into that right now. But because I was unable to stitch some, I did some other crafts, and I thought I'd share those with you today. I've got some FFOs to share with you. I have some, I have a finish to share, some whips. Don't think I have any starts. But I do have some purchases too. So there's a little bit for everyone here today. I'm going to start with something that's not cross stitch. It's the only thing today that's not cross stitch. Let's see. I don't know how many years it has been since we added on a master bedroom on our house. Over 10 years. Okay. I had an addition, and when we did that, I had furniture in there that was a set that belonged to my great aunt, and I loved it. Loved the vanity. I sit at the vanity every day to get ready, and I've done that since I was old enough to sit at the vanity and get ready. That's something we always had in our bedrooms. All of us girls growing up, we had a vanity, and so I like sitting in the vanity. Well, when we moved in the room and placed the furniture, I even had like a light fixture put in above the vanity, so I had good light and I could actually do makeup there. Because it's not a lit vanity, it's an antique wooden vanity. Anyway, I'm looking over here at the pieces I'm going to show you. At that time, I had picked up 2 picture frames, and they matched. They looked really good with the furniture, and I hung them. This is like I said, probably 10 years ago. I didn't like the pictures in the frames, but I like the frames themselves. Okay, so they were just kind of the period. So I'm going to cover up what I have in the frame now. But these are the pictures. There's an oval mat in the frame. These are the pictures that were in the frames. Okay, one of them, well, actually, yeah, one of them was this one. The other one had been replaced by the people of this lady, who I have no idea who this lady is. Let's see, it says on the back, Francis somebody. But I bought these, secondhand somewhere. I don't even know. I can't remember where I bought the frames. If I did, I would try and get the picture back to the people. But so some strange woman has been hanging in my bedroom for probably 10 years. I thought it would be easy for me to find a little botanical print to put in the frame. And I even looked in I got some really neat seed catalogs that had like drawings in them, like watercolor paintings of the flowers. And I thought, oh, I could put those in there. Nothing I found would fit because it was a pretty small oval. So, yeah, I had that creepy woman hanging, looking at me every day when I'm doing my makeup and my hair. So finally, I reframed those. Back in, let's see, Christmas 2019, I got a flower press. I'm a master gardener. I had a beautiful cutting garden. It's now a bunch of weeds because I just can't get out there and garden like I used to. But in the spring of 2020, you all know what was happening in the spring of 2020. We were all home. The world was shut down, and we didn't know how long we were going to be there. Well, I cut flowers and I pressed them in my new flower press. I have done nothing with those flowers for 3 years, 3.5 years now. So finally, I pulled them out and I framed them up in these frames. Oh, the glare's bad. It's kind of hard to see. But these are all just little flowers from my garden and nothing too fancy. Gosh, how do I? Oh, there, that's a better way to look at them. So this is one of the things I worked on and did the other day. And I really like them, so I'm gonna hang them on the wall. And I covered them in the back with scrapbook paper and put down when the flowers were pressed and that they came from my garden. So one day, I try and put little notes on things like that. That's kind of thing my mother would do, and so I got that from her. My children or grandchildren, when they find something with a little note like that, hopefully it'll mean something to them. Because I know when I find things with my notes from my mother like that, it means something to me. So anyway. So then I do have another FFO, which you saw this finish. And here's the frame. This is the traditional sampler by Jenny Thompson. This was a 1974 kit that I got. I used the floss that was in it. I assumed it was DMC, but I've since learned all about Jenny Thompson threads by watching some other Flosstubers. And so I'm guessing this is probably Jenny Thompson threads. That would have been in her patterns. I changed it a little bit. It did say Jenny Thompson. I made it Lavinia Thompson. That's my mother-in-law's name. And then I added 2 children. I took out a tree. I added 2 children. And I put the initials of everybody. And this is, that would have been my mother-in-law there. Her parents and her siblings. And it did have a little bluebird here, but I couldn't really fit it in where it looked good. So I left the bluebird out. But I had purchased a frame at Hobby Lobby. I was going to frame it in that. And then I was kind of in second thoughts about it. And I went to some garage sales with my daughter and daughter-in-law and got this frame. And it was brand new. It still had, like the paper and the sticker and everything on it. And I liked it better. So I returned the other one to Hobby Lobby. So anyway, that's the traditional sampler. Then, the flowers aren't the only thing that have been sitting around for 3 years. When I had just begun stitching again in the fall of 2019. So, I'm sure I've told y'all before, when the pandemic hit and everybody was sent home, I was stitching. A lot of people around here, especially, I don't know if it was everywhere, but they went to the home improvement stores and got stuff. They didn't know how long they were going to be home, and they're like, we're going to get some projects done around the house. Well, I ran to Hobby Lobby because I don't have an L&S close enough for me to run to at that time, and got what I could so I could do some stitching. I also got some PDF charts while I was home. And one of them I got was from Stitching with the Housewives. And I'm sorry, I don't know the exact name of it. But it's from Stitching with the Housewives, and it's one of their little gingerbread people. And I don't have the chart here to show you because I just printed it out on my home printer in black and white, and I'm not even sure I have it anymore. But I never fully finished it. I stitched it up because um, I have a Christmas tree I put in my kitchen, and it has all kinds of sweets and treats and kitchen kind of things. And so the gingerbread men and gingerbread houses um, that the housewives did, I thought were so cute. And I wasn't sure if I was going to finish it into an ornament or what, but I ended up um, deciding to finish it on a little easel. And this is my finish. This little easel came from Hobby Lobby, and it said Happy Spring or something on there. And it was, when stuff was marked down like 70% off or something crazy is when I got it. This fabric right here, I believe, came from Walmart. When you can get those little rolls of fabric. This is a little ornament, also from Walmart. It came in like a card that had 6 or 8 different little ornaments like that for a mini tree. And then the gingham ribbon, I don't know where I got that. I just did a flat finish on this. I took all the stickers off, but I just thought it turned out so cute. And I love the gingham. I really love it. Then, also, when I was home in 2020, I was looking for free charts. And on the DMC website, they have free charts. And I thought I would do Christmas ornaments because I was just working with stash. And at that time, I didn't have a lot of stash because I think I stitched one piece. It was the Women's Right to Vote commemorative piece. I stitched that, was the first thing I stitched when I started stitching again. Then I did stockings for my grandsons, and I kitted those up. But I didn't have, fabric or anything. What I had, as far as fabric in my stash, was Aida. That's why this is on like a baby blue Aida. The color is not, I guess that's better. Yeah, they had done it like on a kind of a turquoisey color, but this is a baby blue, and I think it's still cute. I had baby blue Aida, pink Aida, cream, red, and green. I think that's all I had to stitch on. So my options were limited. So I did this, and then I did these others, and these are not my favorites, y'all. In fact, when I was finishing them, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to finish them because I'm not crazy about them. But I did. I went ahead and finished it. It was good practice. It was definitely good practice. This is one. It's a Christmas tree, and it's from the DMC website. And I just did a flat finish, and I just used chipboard. I had a bunch that I had received, like, I think we got the church, I'm the church secretary too, and when you get bulletins, sometimes they're separated by a piece of chipboard, and I just saved all those. I had a big stack. So that's what I used. I didn't do any batting or anything, and I used Aleene's craft glue, tacky glue. No hot glue on this because hot glue, but it makes it, like, if you could see, one good thing about this is see how tight that is together, because I use the Aleene's craft glue, and man, I sandwiched it down, and I put a piece of cardboard on top. I didn't have the bow or anything on there, but put a piece of cardboard on there, and put it under my sewing machine. Not that one. I have one over here just sitting on the tabletop. And so it held it down just for a little while, so it would glue really tight. And so that's that one. This one is not quite finished. I need to put some little trim and a bow or something on it, but I thought I'd go ahead and show you anyway. And I made the cording using the Kreinik cord winder. Everything I know about cording I learned from Vanna Pfeiffer. And this is just done the same way. And I need to put some little trim around here or something. I don't know. This was kind of a nightmare, this one, because I thought I had it on there even, and then it wasn't even, and I had to rip it all off after it was glued and glue it all again. And anyway, like I said, they're not my favorites, but my tree, this is flannel, like from a flannel shirt. My tree has a lot of flannel, buffalo check, and galvanized, silver galvanized ornaments on it. So, I mean, these will look good on my tree, but I originally was making them to give to someone, and I don't think they're gift worthy. Don't think they're gift worthy. Okay, so I think that's all the FFOs, and you know, I don't know if finally finished or fully finished is how you say FFO, but those were all the above. They were finally fully finished. All right. I do have a finish. Get this. This is one of the bags I made with a pillowcase, a vintage pillowcase. I think I showed these before. Sorry, didn't have my chart out. Doing all the things I'm not supposed to do. This is Boo Hoo by Luminous Fiber Arts. I just thought this was so cute. I love that kind of vintagey Halloween look, which is what these are to me. And I finished one of them. I finished the cat. Oh, no, I didn't finish. I need to put the orange right around this star. I have like, yeah, I have like 8 stitches of orange I need to put around that star. I was undecided if I wanted to put Boo on there or a star. I just wasn't crazy about Boo. And I really didn't want to put Who. But I think it's cute. I mean, so I just did the stars, and I need to go back, and I'm still going to count this as a finish. And then I started the owl here on the back. I was at StitchCon, and well, I started this at StitchCon this year, and one of my table mates, Tracy, came over to me, and she said, "Oh," because I was doing the border first, and I was counting, and she said, "What you do if you have more than one line, you do like 10, and then 10 and 10, and that way you don't have to count your stitch. You just count 10 each time, and this is 3 rows high." So I just alternated where I was going. Then go back and fill in. I did the same thing here, and you can't tell that's how you stitched it when you're done, but it makes it easy to count. Makes it super easy to count. So that was a great tip. Something you think, why didn't I think of that? No, it's something so simple, but helps so much, because counting stitches is not counting a line of black stitches is not fun. That's, you know. All right, so that's my only finish, but I do have some whips. My first whip, this is a chart that was given to me by a very sweet viewer, and I started it at StitchCon 2022, and it's a Quaker Welcome by Lila Studio. I decided to stitch this instead of on, this is really, I mean, I love this color fabric, but I saw Pam from Just Keep Stitching. She started stitching Teresa Kogut's big piece. Is it Let Freedom Ring? I don't know, but she did it on a blue. And I know this is not patriotic, but seeing the contrast that was showing up some on that chart that she was doing with the blue, I wanted that. And I just, that's what I wanted. So I am doing this on a blue, and I didn't bring it. It's a 32 count something. I don't know. I don't think it has a name where you could really go find it. It's 32 count Zweigart, and it has a number. It doesn't have a name to this fabric. So let me hold it up here. I can't see, but you can see, hopefully. So since last time, I did part of the house in the tree. I did this whole thing. I did about half this alphabet and all this, and then I went back over here, and now I'm starting this way. I like to work from right to left. I know that's backwards from what a lot of people do, but the way I stitch in hand, I stitch in hand, and the way I do it, that's just how I like to do it. I had a big boo-boo on this, and thankfully I was able to fix it. Well, I didn't fix it. Thankfully I was able to make it look okay. I'm a numbers person, okay? I'm a bookkeeper. It's my profession. I've always kind of been a numbers person, not like an algebra numbers person, but an addition subtraction numbers person. And I like numbers, but I messed up my numbers. And maybe that's one of the hazards of going backwards when I stitch. So I was doing the countdown here. I had 0, and I had 9, 7, 6. I skipped 8. 8's my lucky number, and I skipped 8. So I turned what was a 9 into an 8, and turned the 0 into a 9, and we just don't have a 0 here. Everything is a little bit off because of it, but I think if I didn't point that out, maybe you wouldn't notice that. That's what I'm thinking. See, this doesn't line up here. And I knew I was off when I started on the alphabet, but I thought I was just off a couple stitches, and I'm like, I'm just not going to worry about it. I didn't realize I was off that much, and I was not going to go back and rip all that out. Just wasn't going to happen. But I love the colors in this. This is the called for DMC. And I think it's all DMC. Let me look before I say that. Oh, no, there are some weeks. Yeah. There's some weeks. It's weeks in DMC. The green in here is Garrison green. And we've got hazelnut and grapefruit. But this is coming on really fast, and I'm ready to push the pedal to the metal and get this thing done. I just want to get it stitched out and get it done. I'm trying to finish some whips. I want to start some new things, and I've done something different. I have one project in my living room, and then I put a project in my bedroom, because at night I'll go to the bedroom and watch a little TV before I go to bed. Well, now I'll go to the bedroom a little bit earlier and do some stitching and watch TV before I go to bed. And so that's helping me, work on multiple projects. And the last couple of weeks, I've just been stitching like a mad woman. All right, my next whip. Oh, I didn't bring the chart in here. Well, I'm just going to show it to you without the chart. My next whip is Anathes. It's a sampler that I got off the CD that contains all the issues of is it called Samplers and Antique Needlework Quarterly? I think that's what it's called. And this one, and I'll tell you what, that wreath in the middle, that was no joke. There's so many color changes, and it's beautiful. I love the way it looks, but stitching it was not a lot of fun. This is going to be the bottom right here. I'm putting my mother's name in here. This to me looks like her. Um, just the colors and everything, it just, I don't know, it just seemed fitting to me, and I want to do that in her honor. Um, there's a cat over here that's a gray tabby. I'm going to make him into an orange tabby. I put a Instagram post. I did seriously get out my DMC book and put it next to the cat so I could pick colors. So I'm going to be stitching him, and I just have the cat there, and then it's got her name and just this little corner work right there. So this should be done next time. I had an antique frame that I had purchased, and it looked so much like something that my mother would have had in her bedroom when I was growing up that I thought I got the frame from her. And I pulled it out to see how this was going to fit, because I just knew it was going to fit. I knew it was going to look perfect. Well, it had a sticker on it. I got it from a thrift store here in town not that long ago. It didn't come from her, but it won't fit. It's so close, but it's not going to work. So I'll have to save that for another piece, and you know, I normally do all my own framing. This piece is so special to me that I think I'm probably I may get it professionally framed. I'll have to see. I have to see what they have. If they have something that I want, the frame that I was going to use right here. It's got like the roses on it and stuff. And let me show y'all. It's so close. It's so close. If I were smarter, I would have really measured and maybe altered the pattern or something to make it fit, because see, it's too short. And then if I bring it down where these corners aren't cut off, I got too much space at the top. It's just not going to work. But something similar to that is what I'm hoping to find. That's a plaster frame, and has a sticker on it. I got it for $2 at a thrift store, which I think is beautiful. I have plenty of other samplers that I'm sure I'll have one that will fit in there. I just really wanted that one too. Okay, so I think that's it. I wrote everything down so I wouldn't forget. Yeah, those are my only whips. I'm just working on those two. I do have a few little ornaments, the perforated paper ornaments that I'm still working on, but I haven't really made a lot of progress on those yet either. Nothing big to show. So now I have purchases to show you, and I'm so excited about some of these things. Well, first, I'm going to show you the first thing. It is not stitching related. My granddaughter is going to turn a year old next month. Well, for the last several months, well, probably 6 months, we've discovered she loves our orange tabby cat. We have 2 cats, we found about this time last year, and bottle fed them. One of them's all white, one green eye, one blue eye, and she's really sweet. And then we have the orange tabby, who is a male, and they've both been fixed, but he is so mischievous. He gets into so many things, and when I stitch, he gets jealous, so he tries to knock stuff off the table and get my attention, and oh my gosh. Anyway, but he can be sweet. He can be sweet if you're giving him all the attention. The first time she saw him, she was kind of scared of him. Well, the next time she got excited. She wasn't even crawling yet, but she'd get excited and she'd go, eh, eh, eh. You know, 'cause she couldn't talk yet. She was just making noises because she got so excited when she saw him. Well, now same thing. She gets super excited when she sees him. I have a walker here, and she got where she can run in that. She's not walking yet, but or she's crawling and she's going after him. And he's not real sure about her, but um, the white cat, she's scared. She'll see the white cat and she'll just stop in her. The baby will just stop in her tracks. The white cat's scary to her. I don't know why. And really, she's the less aggressive of the two. You know, I would worry less about her scratching her than the male cat. But they decided for her 1 year birthday party coming up over Labor Day, they're going to have a yellow or orange tabby cat theme. Is their theme for the for the party. So they've got all these little cupcake toppers and everything. Everything's going to be orange tabby cats. So I saw this thing on Facebook, and you all may have seen it. The company's called All About Vibe, and you send them any picture and they turn it into a pillow. Y'all, I sent them this picture of our cat. They cropped the tail for me because his tail was like would have been way out here the way he was sitting. Took a picture of him, and they turned it into a pillow, and it looks so much like him. I mean, obviously it's a picture of him. This is awesome. She's going to be so excited. We are so excited that we found this and had this made for her. Oh my gosh. That's not stitching related, but it's so cute. I had to show you. They had like the little commercial on Facebook had, shows like they made a pillow of their parents or something, or their kids before when they went to college, so they wouldn't miss them. But most people do their pets. I went to a local antique store. It was actually like the next town over, and it's a really cute little town. They have a town square and some cute shops there. And I went in and I saw this piece, and I was like, I have to have that piece, but it was too much money. I didn't want to pay what they were asking. It maybe was worth it, but it just was too much for me in my budget. Sorry, that's my phone. And so I made an offer, and it was kind of like in the place where they have different booths set up. So I made an offer to the guy that was running the antique store, and he said, "Let me get in touch with the vendor, and I'll let you know what they say." And so I said, okay. And I gave him my phone number and everything because they didn't reply right away while I was in the store. And he said, well, I'll text you and let you know what they say. Well, that weekend when we were over there shopping, they were having a like dog adoption event. Something about, I don't know, it was motorcycles and dogs from the shelter. So people were walking around all the dogs that were up for adoption, and my daughter and I were walking around and petting all the dogs, seeing them, and then got back in our car and we were headed home. Well, we just started to leave town, got a text and he said they'll take your offer. So I was able to get this piece. I think it's beautiful. It is on perforated paper, and I love the frame. It's got these some people call them Adirondack frames. Some people call them, this is like enamel. My grandmother always had a picture of her mother hanging in her living room in one of these frames, and I always loved it. I don't know exactly what you call them, but I love the frame. I love this. I mean, the stitching is just, like I said, it's on perforated paper. It's very old. I'm sure it's like Victorian era. Sorry about the glare. But this is going to go in my bedroom. So you can see it's very old. It's going to go in my bedroom and be part of like my sampler wall. I just think it's gorgeous. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Well, this is something I picked up at, I guess, a thrift store. I'm not sure. Just a little hinged basket. It's nothing fancy. It's kind of messed up on the top. Has a Christmas thing, but I'm gonna put stitching on the lid. It's just a made in China little thing, but I think it's cute. So that's going to be. I'm going to put a finish on that. Then I went to one of my favorite antique shops, and I forgot to unwrap this one thing. I'm sorry, it's going to be. Went to one of my favorite antique shops, and she had something, had this in there. I'll just have to show it to you. It's flax. It's, you know, what they use to make linen. And I thought it was so just beautiful. I'm going to be speaking about needlework in history to my DAR chapter next year, like April or something. And I got this thinking, you know, this would kind of tie in with that because I want to have a lot of things to show them. I'm not an expert in antique needlework at all. I'm just learning, really, but I think I have enough that I can share. I just need to share about 30 minutes. And I told her that's what I'm going to use this for, but it's so beautiful that I just, you know, I want to display it too. I just love it. It's just so cool. I don't know why I think that's so cool, but I have weird taste sometimes. One of my little collections, I have a lot of collections, okay? And my parents encouraged all of us to have collections, and nobody did except me, I don't think. For a while, my mom decided you should have a postcard collection. So, like, I had all these tons of postcards. They would pick up all these antique postcards and stuff. I don't have those anymore. I wish I had some of them still because there were some beautiful old ones in there, but I told her I didn't want them, you know, when I was a younger adult. And I had, I don't even know what all I collected. I had a thing I called a nature collection. It was like bugs and things, and I would, you know, pin them and do all that crazy stuff that people did. And I don't know. I guess I've always kind of liked the older crafts, you know, with the bugs and the pressed flowers and the stitching. I don't know. But one of the collections that I have are bells. And it's not a lot of little, I only maybe have 10 or 12 bells. And most of them are like small cowbells. And I just kind of acquired some, and then I kind of made it a collection. And then when I see bells now, especially if they're unusual and it's like a cowbell, I get it. Well, at this antique shop, they had a cowbell, and it's old and it's rusty, and it's humongous. I'm sorry if you had earbuds on. That just hurt my ear right here. This thing is so heavy. I can't imagine a cow's pretty big, but the poor cow having to wear that around its neck. I just thought it was cool. So I had to get it for my collection. All right, now I've got some stitching haul. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'll pick it up and I'll have it next time. I had a unicorn chart. My unicorn chart was Coming to America, The Women of the Mayflower. And I was too late in the game to get in on that when it came out. I think it probably came out about the time I started stitching because it's a 2020 chart. Yeah, because it was the commemorative. And so I had a saved eBay search for the Coming to America chart, and they were going for like crazy, like $350 or something. And it wasn't even like the whole box kit, like they gave the whole thing. I had a friend say, "I have it." She said, I'm not done. When I'm done, I'll let you borrow it, but I want it back." And I said, "Okay, great, deal." Well, in the meantime, a search came up on eBay, and I got a notice, "Hey, Coming to America chart," and it was, like a reasonable price, like a normal chart price. So I bought it, thinking, somebody got rid of their chart. Then I go to the Brenda Gervais website, which I don't think I've gotten that order. Anyway, I go to that site, and she's selling them now. They are, it's not the whole kit, but you can get the chart on her website. I think what's her website? Country Stitches Online. And so I'm excited to stitch this. Real excited to stitch this because it was, like I said, it's a it was a unicorn for me, and they re-released it, so I am thrilled, 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 thrilled. I've ordered some other things from her too. Well, this didn't come from her because I didn't realize it, but I did place an order, and I'll have to show that to you next time because it hasn't come in yet. Then I placed an order with Barefoot Needle Arts. I wanted to get, I think I showed you in the last video, the chart that I designed of my childhood home. And I'm going to be starting that soon. And I was trying to get flosses together and decide colors. And the border has a floral border, which represents azaleas because there were hundreds of azaleas around our house when I was growing up. So I had gotten a lot of pinks when I was at Keepsakes. And as I was looking at it, I thought, we had some purple, we had a few purple azaleas too. So I wanted to order some purples. Well, while I was looking, Weeks has a color called azaleas. And I got these 3 colors. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to do azaleas, so why wouldn't I buy the one named azaleas? Anyway, it's rose quartz, azaleas, and lilac. So I got those to use on that chart that we'll be starting soon. And they are in South Carolina, where I am, but they're hours away. And those three skeins of Weeks can't travel by themselves, right? I'm a sucker for these little wooden floss cards, or whatever you call those, floss organizers. I love them. I think it makes your stitching look pretty, and while you're working on it, and it's fun. So I had to get one of those. And then I ordered 3 yards of this trim. I saw that they had it. It's the measuring tape trim, and just got that for finishing. I don't necessarily have a project in mind for this, but I know I will one day. And it was very reasonable, so I got that. And let me tell you, I placed the order online. I think it shipped out same day, and I got it 1 or 2 days later, I think it was. It's very quick. Very, very quick. I've heard other people say that about them too, Barefoot Needle Arts. Super, super great service. Okay. I didn't tell you all, but I'm going to do some giveaways. But let me tell you my little health update, because some of you have been just so kind about that. And for the last few years, I've had problems with my hands, my arms, my elbow, my shoulders, my back, you name it. And I've gone through physical therapy for my elbow. I went through physical therapy for my shoulders. My elbow's great. They really did, did a good job on that. But I had a terrible, terrible flare up. Guess it was, well, I'll say it's about a month ago. My hands were swelling and were in pain. They were painful. They just hurt. They hurt so bad. When I went on vacation, both my shoulders were hurting. I mean, my whole body was hurting. My feet swelled and they wouldn't go down the whole trip, the whole time we were at the beach. So, if any of y'all ever had giant swollen feet when you were pregnant and you hated having to lay there and look at your ugly swollen feet, that's what I did when I was at the beach. Looked at my ugly swollen feet, and then they got sunburned too on the top of my feet. So that was just all bad. But after I went to the doctor, and I was like, my hands. He saw, like, I couldn't hardly even move my fingers; they were so swollen. And so he, and then I had carpal tunnel, and I'm sure I still have carpal tunnel. Before I went to the beach, they injected my wrist for the carpal tunnel, and that really helped a lot. But it all came back. All the pain came back. I said, again, it was a very temporary relief, and really didn't help a lot. So they said, well, we think you got some underlying issues here, and we're going to test you for rheumatoid arthritis. So, and they also wanted to do an MRI on my shoulder. So I had the blood work done, and I don't know if you all have. We have my chart here, so when the results get in, you can see them. Sometimes the same as at time your doctor does or before. They post the results to your page. So I saw my results and saw that all my levels were really high. One of them, like, the normal was, I don't know. I don't want to say because I'll be wrong. But all my levels were high. And so the sports medicine practice I go to is actually a residency program. And my doctor was out of town. He went to Peru, I think it was on a medical mission. The nerve of him going on a medical mission. Yeah, it's a good thing to do. But the resident called me. He said, I can see you've seen your results. And he said, none of this is emergent, so we're going to wait for your doctor to get back in town so we can all discuss it together and come up with a plan. But it's nothing you need to worry about right now. So a few days later, my hands hurt me so bad I could not get dressed. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't pull up my pants. I mean, I just can't explain to you how bad they hurt, and I couldn't do anything with my hands. So I stayed home that day. I took like a Benadryl or something because I had 2 nights of zero sleep. Zero sleep. My shoulders were hurting so bad and my hands that I went from recliner to bed, back and forth, and trying to find a place to get comfortable and couldn't, and I had zero sleep. So doctor was out of town, and I had a small dose of steroids that I could take, like, for an emergency that I had, and so I took those and got a little bit of relief. But went to the doctor, and he said, you have rheumatoid arthritis. He said, and your shoulder's pretty messed up too. And by the time I got to the doctor, by the time he got back in town, and the flare up had eased off, and they were like, with my shoulders had eased off, and my hands pretty much had eased off too. And he's they were all ready to inject my shoulder. And I said, my shoulder's not hurting today. And I said, my knee's hurting today. I said, I haven't done anything. I said, every day I wake up and it's a new joint, new thing. So they're like, okay. He said, but you got some major stuff going on in your shoulder. Bursitis and tendonitis and something with the rotator cuff. I mean, it's a bunch of stuff going on in there. And the underlying condition is rheumatoid arthritis. And he gave me homework. He said, I want you to read up on it. I want you to be an expert. And we're going to start you on this medicine, and we're going to become good friends because I'm going to see you every week for 12 weeks. So I started a couple different medicines, and I'm feeling pretty good. Part one of them is a steroid, which steroids always make me feel great. I don't even have trouble sleeping with them anymore. I just feel good. So that's why the last couple of weeks I've been stitching like crazy, because that flare-up's gone and I'm feeling good. But they're gonna like wean me off one medicine and try and increase another medicine. And he said, I promise you, you're gonna feel much better. We're gonna make you feel much better. So getting that diagnosis is not what I wanted. I really didn't know what it was, but I've learned that it's an autoimmune disease, and where your body's like attacking your joints. So, that's what I'm dealing with. But I am glad to know what it is, and I can do something about it instead of treating all these little things that pop up that, it's not going to be a permanent fix. So, there's something to know, knowing what you're dealing with. So anyway, that's my health update. Like I said, I'm feeling great now. I've been feeling so good. I'm stitching like crazy. I come home from work and I do what I have to do real quick so I can sit down and stitch until I fall asleep. And I was really, when I was hurting so bad, and I knew what my blood work said before I was able to talk to the doctor, I was getting really discouraged because I could, I was like, I have all this stuff and now I'm not going to be able to stitch anything. So I tried to just, stay positive, and I'm glad I did, because, like I said, I am feeling very much better. I'm looking over here, and I'll have to show you those to you maybe next time. I went through and I organized all of my charts. When I couldn't stitch, I did that. And I put them all in page protectors and binders. I have, you can see those back there. Those are full of, the bottom one has stuff in the notebooks. The top one, the notebooks are full of page protectors but no paper in them. There's where I emptied things that my mother had in there that were genealogy things, but I was able to have them all in Ancestry on the tree instead of having that paper copy, because that's a fraction of what she had. And every single thing was in that page protector, every single sheet. And I can't tell you how many she had. So I'm glad that I found a use for that, and I'll show you next time, because there's stuff in front of there. I can't really get to them. But I put all of my patterns and binders in sheet protectors, and then I decorated the binders a little bit with some of my scrapbooking stuff. So I was trying to stay creative and busy while I couldn't stitch. Anyway, giveaways. While I was going through the charts and organizing them, I came across, I had a duplicate, and I came across some that I'm like, I don't think I'm going to stitch these. And I probably have more that I may never stitch, but I wanted to go ahead and, share these with somebody while they, while I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to have 4 giveaways today. And what you'll need to do is make a comment on my video. You need to be a subscriber. You need to comment on the video with the word I'm going to tell you. And you all know how it works. You know you have to be 18 because I'm going to have to get your address to mail it to you and all that good stuff, right? Okay. Well, this is one that I haven't stitched yet, but I have 2 charts. And I think a friend of mine brought some things and we stitched together here at my house a couple months back, several months back. She brought some charts to share. And I said, "Oh, I have always loved this chart, but do I have it? I don't know if I have it." She said, "Well, take it, and if you have it, just, pass it on." So, I did have it. I had just recently purchased it, actually. So this is the Blackbird Inn by Little House Needleworks. I think it's so cute. To me, I just think, it's just kind of prim, but I think fall when I see that. And if you want this, use the word bird in your comment. Bird. Okay. Summer Mussings by Waxy Moon Designs. One of them says, "God, whatever you're baking outside, it's done." And the other one says, "I'm outdoorsy. I like to stitch on the patio." I got these at a retreat I went to, and I don't think I'll stitch these. It has, I don't know if it has all the threads, but it has most of the threads you'll need for, I think, just this one here. And so if you think you might want to stitch this, use the word summer. All right, these two, I think that I had these in a giveaway before and no one claimed them. So I'm gonna do them again. I'm gonna put them together. They're 2 dimensions charts. One's the Gold Collection Petites, a circle of strength, and it says, "Our family is a circle of strength and love." It's a full kit from Dimensions. And then this one is Dimensions Chart and Charms. So you just get the chart and the charms. And it has all kinds of words in it. What is the chart called? Gifts of Friendship. It says unending forgiveness, giver of joy, booster of confidence, gentle truth teller, companion for all times, gift from God, builder of trust. It says all those kind of things on there. The border is beautiful. These pansies are it's really pretty. And it's got the charms. The charms are little flowers, a dragonfly, a bee, a watering can, all little garden things. So these 2 together, if you like these, choose the word flower. And you'll get both of those. Then, these were given to me as well, and I'm not sure I'll ever stitch them, so I'm just going to give these away. And this is another little bundle, and it's an ornament bundle. First ornament has Piglet on it, and it's a whole kit. It's perforated paper in there. And this one, these are all kits. Wire Whimsy is what this is. This is cute. It's a watermelon and a crow. I thought that was really cute. And it's called Wire Whimsy because see it's held, you have put a wire in there to hang it. I like this. I was really second guessing this one because I love gingham and I love that watermelon, but I'm not. I'm gonna share with y'all. This one's called Sunflower Whimsy. That's cute too. It'd be cute. You don't have to do a tree to have these. You can just hang them on a little hook or like on a little shelf or something. This is cute. Say cheese. Little mouse. It's got a little hanger and everything in there. Just like that. Cute mouse. And then this is a Easter egg, and it has glass beads in it too. So if you like those, just use the word watermelon. We're going to use the word watermelon on that one. Watermelon. But you get all of them. All right. Well, I'm glad to be back to the land of the stitching. And I hope y'all enjoyed this. I think that does it for me today. Just like I said, subscribe and like and comment and use those words. All right. I will see you next time. I won't make it quite so long since we're doing a giveaway. All right. See y'all later.